as a framework. One of the best pieces of information I ever got when I started flipping was do not base your flipped classroom on a textbook, because page 102 may not always be page 102 in your class as textbooks change and move. The other key to this is textbooks with their pricing and the current funding structures may become more rare than you think, so it's even better advice today than it was 5 or 6 years ago. But in all cases, your flipped classroom needs a flipped framework. So let's talk about some potential frameworks. First things first, every flipped classroom has to be accessible. Whatever framework you choose to use, your students must be able to access that framework. So in any situation that you have, a student needs to be able to get to that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they need to know exactly where to go to get whatever it is that they need. Now, in my case, what I tend to use is I tend to use a PDF document. And that PDF document I make in Google Docs or in Google Draw, and it is filled with all of my DIBs. Now, my DIBs are my digital instruction blocks. Those digital instruction blocks could be anything. Most of the time, my digital instruction blocks include some form of video instruction in a very short frame. So we have my digital instruction, but that doesn't have to be just me talking to the camera like this. Maybe that digital instruction block or DIB is inclusive of a learning activity like a GeoGebra activity. Maybe in some other classes it is a digital picture or a digital activity based on an original document. Maybe it is the performance of a particular play. Who knows what that digital instruction block may be, but the content is delivered up top. And then that content is followed by a particular practice or mastery element. So in this case, the student either needs to practice or they need to show me that they have completed or mastered whatever topic was above. So there's some sort of demonstration component. Now, again, this could be tied into a particular activity. It could be a quiz, it could be an ed puzzle, it could be even interactive questions like an ed puzzle mixed in with the video. It could be any variety of things. It could be one of Crystal Kirch's whisks, but it's some sort of demonstration. Then beyond that, there may be additional supplemental materials to help with the completion of this process. So maybe something that they've learned previously that you've included links to here so that they can complete if necessary, or they don't need if they don't happen to need it. I also, in almost all of my videos, include any notes that I've created. I provide a picture of those down at the bottom, so in one block on one PDF, they click that, all of those resources and instruction and demonstration comes up in one piece. So students know where to access it. They know how to get to it. It's all right here. Now, beyond that, every flipped classroom needs the second piece of the framework. That's organization. Organization can be accomplished in a variety of ways. Up until this past year, I've been very linear. I used a learning management system, and it lined them up very nicely. Video, demonstration, note, supplement, video, quiz, and on down in a linear fashion. And it fit me because it most mirrored what I used to do in my traditional classroom, so I was comfortable with it. It also mirrored what so many students do in a traditional classroom, so they were comfortable with it. But it finally felt a little bit too constraining for me. But if that's what you would like to do, or that's where you want to start, learning management system is always great for organization and access. But for me, my organization, again, is that PDF. And I put all the different digital instruction blocks together on that one sheet. Now, how you arrange them on there? Maybe you arrange them linearly. Maybe you arrange them in a particular path that makes sense for your learning. Maybe it's in diverging paths. I know one of my great friends, Dave Walsh, out of Collingswood, New Jersey, really is one of the pioneers and one of the creators of the idea of non-linear education using mind mapping. And he has all of his classes for chemistry and physics mapped out in clusters and groups that are topically based to help the students visualize. And it's a great way to think about this. One of my first uses of it was learning linear equations, graphing straight lines in Algebra 1 using nonlinear organization. Because for me, it makes the most sense that as long as the students have a couple pre-skills, like being able to find slope of a line, or being able to put a point on a graph, as long as they have those pre-skills, then they can enter this circle or group of methods at will at whatever point they want. So they may start with graphing using a t-table. Maybe it's graphing using slope y-intercept form. Maybe it's graphing using point slope form. Maybe it's starting with a calculator and then working back towards an equation using technology. It could be a variety of places that you enter or that you graph a line. They don't have to be done in order. And by putting them in a group with equal footing, one is not necessarily better than the others. It just shows the interaction between all of the different methods and how they rely upon each other. In every case, there's those demonstration components that go along with the instruction, and they have to create a capstone project at the end. But they can go through it in any order and bounce back and forth around the circle. So it's organization because it's all on one page and it all has a very specific completion objectives, but it also allows for student choice. So organization does not necessarily mean a list. It could be a variety of things. And what a flipped learning allows you to do is it means nonlinear is now possible because the student doesn't have to wait for me to get to a particular method before they can use it. The student gets to choose. It's all there. They just click on it and I will give them the instruction digitally at the right time when they need it.